Hello everybody, this is Nadia here, and if you have clicked on this video, you have already read the title, and it's basically about why I chose to wait for a marriage. So you could say being abstinent or being virgin, whatever you want to call it. And I'm doing this video because one of my good friends slash sister, but really she's my cousin, but we're like best friends. She is getting married tomorrow, and she is a virgin. So I'm excited for her and tomorrow, and I'm going to be her matron of honor. That's why my hair is pinned up so that it doesn't get messed up before tomorrow. And it just made me think about this because I'm actually, I can relate to where she's coming from and what she's going through. And so I'm just kind of excited for her because it's been a long time coming. And, you know, she's been real patient and stuff like that. And I was just in her shoes 4 years ago, before I got married. And so I guess my whole reason for doing this video is just to maybe encourage somebody. Or if you're curious about why people wait or any of that stuff, I guess this video will cover some of it, at least for me. So basically, let's see, when I thought about waiting, I was young. I was less than 10 years old. And I am a spiritual person, I guess. Everybody wants to put a label on things, but I have a relationship with God. I guess that's what you call it, Christian. And I've had a relationship with him at a young age. So I kind of just put no sex before marriage in the same category as like not lying and stealing and everything else. And so I just kind of put it in that same bundle. And I just kind of went for it. So that's originally how it all started out, why I decided to remain abstinent. But then as time went on, I really started to kind of buy into the idea. Because before, you know, it was just mainly because God said do it. And honestly, I would be lying if I didn't say that that was the main reason that I decided to wait. But it really is the main reason because honestly, I had boyfriends, I had relationships, I was in love, and so there were ample opportunities where I could have lost my virginity if I really wanted to, but it was really all about God. So that was my main reason for holding on to it. And as time went on, I realized like, hey, you know, I kind of understand why God is saying do this. And I started really feeling the idea. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, this is cool. And I really don't regret it. You know, a lot of times people feel kind of like, what are my friends going to say? Or what are people going to say? Are people going to think I'm lame? That type of thing. I never really got that. Actually, I got kind of the opposite. Like, after a while, people were like rooting for me to make it. So once I made it through high school, and then they knew I was still doing it in college, it was kind of like, yeah, like, you better not have sex with anybody. Like, I want you to make it. Even though all of them had already had sex. But I don't know. So it kind of worked in the opposite direction. I don't really regret my decision. Hold on, I won't say really. I don't regret my decision. I'm glad I waited. And, you know, honestly, the wait wasn't that bad. When you're younger, you kind of think like, I'm going to be waiting forever. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some stories where girls are in their 30s or maybe even late 20s if you feel like that's a long time. Or maybe even in like close to 40s or something like that where they haven't had sex. But for me, I was 23 when I got married. So honestly, if you think about it, out of high school at 18, Went to college 4 years, graduated at 22. I had a 1-year engagement, and then I was married at 23. So honestly, it really wasn't that long, because when you really start to gain your independence, you're still fairly young, in 18 or whatever. Like, you're still fairly young. And so it wasn't like I felt really, weird or anything. But my cousin, she's actually 27. And I mean, she had to wait, of course, longer than I did. But I feel like it still just comes up so fast. Like, before you know it, it's that night. So, like I say, I don't regret it. I don't feel like I missed out. Those boyfriends and things didn't work out. And me and my husband are going 4 years strong. And I'm glad he was my first. So, that's kind of the reason why I decided to remain abstinent until marriage. And overall, I think it was a great decision. And if you are thinking about doing the same thing, then I would encourage you to keep going. And it's not as taboo as you think. There's a lot of virgins out there, especially if you're in high school. At least half of y'all are virgins. So don't feel out of place. Now, when you get out of high school, it's going to vary a little bit more. But a lot of times people just feel like, virgins are not out there. When in actuality, me and my cousin were both virgins, and I just happened to luck up where I had kind of that support. But she knows tons of people who are virgins, and, they're out there. So you're not the only one. So, anywho, I'll do more videos about, how to wait, some things to look out for, some misconceptions about us virgins, or if you're abstinent, that type of thing. So, I just wanted to do this video. I thought it was appropriate for the occasion. And I hope you like it. And if you have another topic that you would like me to talk about on this subject, then just put it in the comment box. All right, until next time. Bye.
I just want to praise him because he's worthy. I just want to live according to his will. Said I just want to sing about his glory, yeah. I just want to speak to you about how mighty he is. I just want to praise him because he's worthy.